Hey everyone, Ryan from FilmFad here, and today we're doing a Blu-ray unboxing and review for the film 20th Century Women. This film has got a slew of A-list cast members, including the great Annette Bening, also Billy Crudup, Greta Gerwig, Elle Fanning. I mean, it's really filled with strong performances, and this is the true highlight of the film, the performances and the cast. So let's get into the unboxing. First off, I'll say there's not a lot to the actual disc itself visually, but this is a very strong performance-driven film, and I think I think that's really the highlight here. Is this is probably one of Annette Bening's best performances. I immediately thought to her character Carolyn in American Beauty, but on the opposite end of the spectrum, meaning that she carries a lot of that same charisma, but her character in this, she's more someone that is less selfish, more giving, but just is struggling to find that same reciprocation of love and support from other people. Greta Gerwig was also an outstanding character as well. Like her, the interesting thing about this film is that they all have a certain flaw or element that is kind of a culmination in the end to kind of bring everyone together in some sort of conformity, but every character is explored individually, and their past is explored in a very unique way that kind of shows why they are the way they are. But if you look at the film for what it is, it's very character development driven. Probably the trio here is Annette Bening, Greta Gerwig, and Elle Fanning, three women in different stages of their lives, growing up and well, not growing up, but actually existing in the 1970s and kind of still trying to figure themselves out, but also share their own personal experiences to kind of help one another out. I'd say it's very strong for cinephiles, but when you're looking at maybe general audiences, if you can't really establish a connection with all of these characters, there are going to be moments where the plot seems a bit stagnant, and maybe the character development feels a bit sluggish. So I'd say this is a film really for true cinephiles who really appreciate the actors themselves and what they're capable of. Other than that, I think it's a film well worth seeing. You can check out the full review over at filmfad.com, where we dissected it into a cinematic point of view for cinephiles, entertainment point of view for general audiences, and then rewatchability, which is kind of as it says, whether this film is something that you'll want to relive over and over again. But with that said, I'd say that this Blu-ray is strictly for cinephiles. I don't think it's going to be one of those films that everyone has to have in their collection. If you're an Annette Bening fan, I'll say this is probably one of her strongest performances, in my opinion. I love American Beauty, so it's hard to outdo that one, but it's definitely that same level of intensity, just from the other end of the spectrum. With that said, I'm Ryan from filmfad.com. Be sure to check out our other unboxings and other videos, and be sure to subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching. See you next time.